We're here with George Palmer Putnam Jr., the stepson of the famous Amelia Earhart. Mr. Putnam, would you please share some of your memories of Amelia Earhart's last flight?
When she had her accident in Hawaii on her first round-the-world attempt, how did she act after the accident?
She was a very competent lady and didn't get excited about little things. One way a lot of these financial things are done, stamp collectors would get maybe 1,000 letters, and like when she was flying to Mexico the first time, and would furnish them to her if she would autograph them, sign them, and the date that she flew in it, and they become valuable mementos with collector items. Yeah, there was a lot of that. And it had to be when you think about gases. Well, even gas was 30, 40 cents a gallon. 2,000 gallons of gas sounds like a lot. Well, you fly across the United States, and she's done a lot of that. You can use up 5,000 gallons of gas fuel. Easy.
Mr. Putnam, is this what you were talking about? This, like, she would sign things so that
yes,
raise
that's right.
Money? Postcards,
I can't read this without my glasses, but
yes.
It's from Honolulu, Oakland. That's right.
Is that something she mailed to you and then signed it?
No, it was not mailed to me, and then she signed it. All these things were always mailed, signed first, because that's part of the pitch.
Right.
We need $10,000 worth of fuel. Okay, how many envelopes do you need if you get 10,000 gallons of gas?
Right, right. So it's to raise money for the trip?
Oh yeah, it's a financial problem.
Did she ever talk about a person named Paul Mance?
Yes, I remember. I recognize the name. He was an air pilot too, and they were well known to each other. The air shows, you know, and advertisements and all sorts of things. You've seen these planes go by that eat at Joe's and stuff like that. Well, they've done all those kind of things. You had to get the money to buy the gas.
I also read that you think she just ran out of fuel.
That's the logical thing. That's the easiest answer too. I mean, it's a big ocean. There's no gas station anywhere close around, and there's no way to refuel airplanes in those days easily. It had to be done more or less by hand.
A friend and I have done a lot of research, and what would be your reaction? That plane of hers fully gassed when she left Lane.
Oh yeah, it was really full of gas too.
It was. Because
they had a long gaps in there. They needed several thousand gallons of fuel.
You needed 1,100 gallons of fuel. That plane with that much gas on it was capable of flying 4,000 miles.
Oh yes.
Okay.
But this on the air flighting is always on the local conditions. Local conditions can have a great deal of bearing on how much fuel you need or you use or even bring it along. Remember, these islands are small where she was going. They were not big mountainous islands, so you can't see them 100 miles away or anything like that. It's easy to misstep a little bit. Everything from the rain squall to all sorts of mechanical things can happen.
The group that's going to look for her, that's in July, they're pretty certain, and from what I've read, I am too, that she actually landed on Gardner Island. She actually landed there.
Well, whether she would do that, it is not known factually yet, and it won't be known until they find the plane or parts of it or something. And it's very deep water out there too. The people have made a lot of searches, and the fellow that found the Titanic, he was one of them too. He had a lot of high-class equipment. He's also the one that found the Israeli submarine that was missing in the Mediterranean, using his new equipment and things like that. They found it. I mean, the ocean is a pretty big place, too. They got very close to her goal, so close that I talked to a man who was a Navy fellow who had been on one of the islands spotting her coming through. And they know she got this far. They know how close she was. And if she was so close to her goal, she could almost hear it.
Mr. Putnam, your wife said that you had spoken to the radio man when he talked to her on Howland Island?
Yes.
And that she sounded like she was right there next to you?
He told me that personally. He said it sounded she was so close I could go outside. The radio shacks were always way off somewhere and see her. She was that close. Probably within 40 or 50 miles.
What was his name? Do you remember?
Schwartz. Yeah, he's dead now. But I do remember him because there was a lot of speculation about why did he go this way instead of that way, this sort of thing. After things happen, everybody's got an idea about where it is. We still get letters from foreign countries even. He said you're close, but you're looking in the wrong place. And all I need is $2,000 to do this and that. See, there's always a come on with it. They need something.
Right. Everybody thinks they know.
Oh yeah, and these people are sincere. I wouldn't make fun of any of them because they're sincere, and they seriously believed that they had the answer to it. It might have been wind currents or all sorts of things. And they're all logical too. The people that probably spent some of the most money trying to find her are the Japanese, because once they find that plane, they'll know for sure that she was not a secret spy from the United States or anything of the sort, because she wasn't. There's people still writing stories about it, guesswork, promotions for some reason or other. Yeah, that's a normal thing, and that will go on until the people have found what they're looking for. It'll come one of these days.